Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you for stopping in. Today, we are talking about some of my favorite crossover fixed blades. Before we dive in, make sure you are subscribed here to the channel. I release daily knife and EDC content, and hit that thumbs up button. That helps push this video out there to more people. And let us know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. So what is a crossover fixed blade? I haven't ever heard that phrased before by someone. I'm not saying I created it, and not that I get to watch a ton of content anymore on knives, but I haven't heard anyone talk about it. And a crossover knife to me is something that fills several different roles for somebody. And in the case of the knives on the list here today, these are all knives I consider knives that can fill different roles for me at the same time, right? And what I mean by that is it could be a neck knife for me. It could be a pocket carry fixed blade for me. It could go into a scout fixed blade for me. I could put it on my belt and depend on it as a companion hiking / camping style fixed blade right before I'm going to need to get to my big chopper, so to speak, or my larger fixed blade, right? Something that fills a wide gap. And I think I have a good list here today for the average person. For me, this list works. It might work for some of you, and it might not work for others. But in the case of the Real Steel DAX here, I think this is a great size, great sheath system for all those options we talked about. It's got a skinny profile, a thin profile, it's short. It just works in a lot of different ways. It's a good size for an XL hand to get a full grip. We're talking about K110 with a nice satin finish, drop point shape. Very, very good stuff from Real Steel, and they do a phenomenal job on their K110, and this comes stock with a nice adjustable deep carry clip, so it is ready to go into the pocket right out of the box. Beautiful micarta scales. Whew, this is a great looking knife, and crown spine, jimping up here, nice sharpening choil, just very, very well executed from Real Steel. I'll have this link down below, and I will have all these linked down below as well. Now you're going to see most of these knives are all set up for different carry, but that doesn't mean they can't be adjusted to, you know, put a lanyard on it or put a tech lock or scout straps or whatever it might be, can easily go onto that knife to make it fit that role. In the case of the Kaiser K-Box here, I have this as my scout carry knife or one of my scout carries, and it fits perfectly into that role. We have a nice slim skinny sheath here, not big for nothing, right? Nice ramp here to get this in and out, or get this out at least. You got full access to that handle inside the sheath, which is a very nice touch. And then you have this ring here, which can be used for hanging this fixed blade if you are doing certain activities that require that. You have that nice big loop there. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people don't care. In my opinion, I don't really care. It doesn't, you know, once I've gotten used to handling this knife, it feels very good in hand, and I've just gotten used to the ring, and hasn't bothered me one bit when carrying this knife. This is going to be coming in D2 with G10. There are other options available for this knife, and one thing you want for your fixed blade when looking at a crossover fixed blade is something that has great retention in the sheath, which the Real Steel DAX does have. Very good retention. They're not just going to pop out, you know, just fall out of the sheath. And this one here has superb retention. Just very, very good. This knife is not coming out of this sheath very easily, right? You're gonna have to pull this thing out, but it's a good size. Yeah, some of these knives might be a little large for some of you in certain roles, but like I said, this is for the general viewer, and even if maybe it doesn't fit as a neck knife, it fills a multitude of other roles for you anyway. So if it doesn't fill one, hopefully it fills a couple of different ones for you at least. but these are going to be they're going to be very affordable options that are really well made. Now, we can't really talk about stuff like this and not at least bring in one of the knives. Is this the most fitting? Maybe to some, and maybe to others, no. But this is the SE Candiru. The Azola 2 could have also been right here in this position, but it's been a little bit since I brought the old Candiru out, old trusty. Love this knife. You know, it's not a large knife, it's not, but there is enough blade there to do some good work and to do some good damage if need. It's going to work well. SE, you know, stands on its own 2 feet, no question about it. It does come with a textile lock, I believe. I took that off a long time ago. Have carried this in a plethora of roles. Neck carry, scout, pocket, all kinds of stuff, right? So this has been in a lot of different roles. The sheath is bulky, but, you know, it's not so bulky that it's unmanageable. Compared to a knife like this, it is still going to be smaller, you know, in the sheath than something like that. But we're talking about two different sizes here completely. This is coming in 1095 with a nice powder coat finish. Beautiful micarta handles here, and full tang construction is going to be the case with all of these. I don't recommend, you know, typically, unless it's for a very basic cutting tasks and just around the campfire type of a deal, like a Mora or something in that frame of mind, I usually always recommend full tang for the just in case, right? I'd hate to recommend something that's not full tang. Somebody takes it out, their plan is to basically just do some cutting and camp tasks, but they need to beat on it a little bit and then it breaks, right? Or something happens to it, it snaps off the handle, whatever. I'd hate for that to happen, so I always recommend a full tang fixed blade. And these days, there's literally no excuse. You can get a full tang beast of a fixed blade in all kinds of different sizes for 30, 40, 50 bucks and get something very, very well done. So there's no excuses to not get something full tang these days. Next up, we have the Remet Allosaurus, and this knife is going to be coming in usually right around the $50 price point. With the Allosaurus here, we are looking at 3.7 inches of D2 steel done at 59-61, which is great. It's got a black wash finish on it, which is another great touch. It's going to help with the added corrosion protection for D2. And then we have these nice rock textured G10 handles. This thing was really surprising. This is Remet stepping out of their comfort zone from folders, which is what they typically do, and putting together a very solid first offering when it comes to a fixed blade. A few tweaks in my opinion. Now, this knife is not geared for EDC specifically. It was geared more for a hiking, camping, outdoor type fixed blade, and it did come with a tech lock, and it did come with a ferro rod and a way to house that ferro rod. So it does come with some nice touches, but this could easily be a really good crossover EDC style fixed blade here. It's got the nice taco sheath. Yeah, it's a little larger, but at 8.1 inches, it's not overly big. It's going to fill a larger hand very nicely. You got that good drop point blade shape there, and the D2 is going to perform very nicely from Remet here. A couple of lashing points, scout straps, Alti clip. You want to lash it for a keychain or lanyard here, which is how I have been using this. It is a little heavier, but if you're a bigger guy, you're going to be just fine. It's not anything crazy. It's like 5 ounces, I think. So it's not, you know, I just mean it's heavier than something like, you know, the Candiru, little bit heavier than the real steel, stuff like that. So it's not overly heavy. It's just heavier than your average smaller neck knife. But the Remet Allosaurus, do not sleep on that one there. This next one up is a no-brainer to me. in this situation. This is the Off-Grid Knives Hoglet here. They do have several different variations of this knife here in different finishes. This is the Coyote tan version here, and it is a beautiful knife. Great workhorse. It is a little lighter on the sheath here, but it's not like crazy loose to the point where it's gonna fall out or anything like that, but it's easier to kick out. It's kind of hard to explain. It seats in there very nicely. There's no movement. It doesn't feel like it's gonna fall out, but as soon as you want it out, it comes out very easily, if that makes any sense. Like, it sits in there very good. It doesn't feel like it's gonna fall out. I'm just holding onto the flange and flinging it back and forth. It feels good. And the other, I have 3 of these, and the black washed one and the stone washed one are even tighter on the release, but so they're better. So, you know, there's different tensionings probably across the sheaths, but I would be comfortable, you know, carrying this around in most situations. You know, if I thought I was going to get in maybe like a fight or something, you know, maybe I wouldn't, but in a standard, you know, situation, this hanging from the neck, even if you were to go run around, this is going to be just fine. We are looking at a pancake style sheath with a ton of different lashing points here. And I have been using this around my house as a neck knife. So if that says anything, I haven't had any trouble with it. I just noticed it was very easy to come out of the sheath, but you can see it snaps in there very nicely. Nice positive click. So it's just fitted very well. I guess I'll keep everyone updated if I have any issues. We are looking at Cryo D2 here, and I'm sure if I wanted, I could get a hold of Off-Grid, no problem, and they would hook me up with a new sheath. So, you know, if I felt like I needed a new one or something. So, no reason to fear. Off-Grid is a phenomenal company. We are looking at a modified sheep's foot, cleaver-ish style blade in that Cryo D2 with a gray wash finish. Looks great. They do a phenomenal job on their D2 with that cryo treatment. We have nicely contoured G10 handles here, and this thing is very comfortable and would fill a lot of different roles very, very well. The Off-Grid Knives Hoglet, one of my favorite knives in this category so far in 2024. I do have to say, this is probably one of the best displays of D2 here on the market. Off-Grid, phenomenal job on their D2. Remet, great job on their D2. Real Steel, K110 is D2. It's just Bowler's version and is held to certain standards, and they do a great job with their K110. And then we are looking at, or I'm sorry, this was the Remet. This is the Kaiser K-Box. Both coming in D2 and both going to be very similar in how they perform. Kaiser K-Box, this is the Remet Allosaurus. And then we all know that Essie's 1095 is going to do a very good job. They get their row and heat treat, and it does phenomenal for them. And there's one final look at all the knives. Let me know which one is your favorite, and let me know what kind of EDC fixed blades or fixed blades in general you want to see next. What kind of carry, what kind of style. You let me know, and I will try to make it happen. Let me know down in the comments what you think. I love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. That always helps push these videos out there to more people. And if you are new here to the channel, I release daily knife and EDC content just like this. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel and you ring that bell. That'll notify you anytime I release new content, even when I go live, which I do every Saturday and Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'd love for you to stop by and hang out. I will put up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out for me. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.